Hello, good morning guys. It's my pleasure to be back with you in another math workshop. Today we're going to continue working on our last lesson on our unit 6 fraction concepts and operations. And our teaching point for today is I can multiply a fraction by a whole number and practice operation with fractions and mixed numbers. So that means that today we're going to learn how to multiply a whole number by a fraction, but also we're going to be practicing the operations that we have learned relating fractions and mixed numbers. Today is Tuesday, May 19, 2020, and our lesson for today is titled Multiply a fraction by a whole number. Before we get to work on our quick practice, make sure that you copy the date, lesson name, and teaching point in your notebook. If you did that, let's move on to the quick practice. Alright? We have a word problem right here. It says, gave through 10 shapes. Some were squares and the rest were triangles. The shapes had a total of 34 sides. How many of each type of shape did he draw? Alright, so this is basically for you to go over shapes and measurement and all the stuff, so you to play a little bit around. But anyway, I shared the answer with you. I'm really eager to see how you come up with the answer in your work. Alright? Now, since today we're going to be practicing about how to deal with the operations that involve whole numbers, fractions, and so on, it is important that we go over the different concepts that we have been practicing so far, so we have a clear understanding of what they're talking to us about. Alright, the first thing that we need to take into consideration is a common denominator. We already know another way for us to try a common denominator, and that is like denominator. So when we're talking about common denominator, we're talking the same as like denominator. So when is this? When two or more fractions have the same denominator, we can add and subtract fractions only when they have a common denominator. That means that if two denominators right at the bottom are the same, that means that you will be able to complete or actually to solve any addition or subtracting operation. All right. Now, something else that we saw was adding fractions. Right here we have 3/8 plus 4/8, that is equal to 7/8. Basically, what we do here when we have like denominators is that we leave the same denominator in our solution and we get to add the denominators, the numbers at the top, right? In the subtraction happens something similar, but since we're subtracting, we're taking away from a total, right? The denominators stay the same and we just subtract denominators. Now, mixed number. Whenever we're talking about a whole number and a fraction combined into one, then we're talking about a mixed number. So basically we have two kinds of numbers. We have the wholes and we have the fractions. Now, since we're talking about them, we have a special way to actually name them. Right here we have 5 examples. Let's say we have 2.5, we have 1 3/5, 2 2/3, and so on. If you notice, for whole numbers to actually name them, we use cardinal numbers. What are these? These are like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Alright? And for us to then jump into the fraction, we use n to actually link the whole number by the fraction. Then we have the denominator actually expressed as a cardinal number like 3, 4, 5, 6, as you can see right here. And then we have the denominator that is usually denoted as ordinal number. For example, fifth, third, sixth, fourth, actually denoted in a place. So keep that in mind. Now something else, or actually jumping into our today's teaching point. At the beginning, we had the opportunity to see how adding unit fractions, all right, we were able to simplify this by keeping the same denominator and just adding all the nominators. As you can see right here, I have the same denominator for the three fractions, and right here I just added my nominators. Easy, right? Now, I can also express that 3/8 by a fraction, by a product, I mean, of a whole number times a fraction. If you can see right here, we have three times the same fraction being added. So if we write it in a short way, remembering that multiplication is actually a short way to represent addition. So what I'm doing right here is saying that I'm going to multiply, or that I have three groups of 1/8 right here. If I express that, or actually the pattern that I should follow to multiply a fraction by a whole number, is that I'm going to multiply the whole number times my nominator, and I won't touch the denominator. So basically I have 3 times 1, that is equal to 3, and that will be divided by 8, which is the same denominator. So basically whatever amount of fractions can be expressed as multiplication of a fraction by a whole number. If we take a look at this one, we have this fraction 20 over 5. If we divide that, that will be equal to 4, right? Now, if we express this as a sum of fractions, right here we have 5 different groups. 5 group of 4/5, right? 5 group of 4/5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups right there. So that means that each atom is being represented by 4/5. If we add them together, then we'll have 4/5. Now, each other way where I can actually express this addition by multiplication is by saying 5 times 4/5, because I have 5 times the same adding, the same fraction being added. So if I shrunk this, I express in a shorter way, I will have 5 multiplying 4/5, meaning that I have 5 groups of 4/5. Keep in mind, or yes, basically, that in the same way, we multiply the whole number times the denominator, and we leave the same denominator. 5 times 4 equals 20, and we leave the same denominator, that is 5. Right, so for your independent work, you're going to be practicing what we have actually discussed this whole unit. So we're going to be taking a look first at 2 different ways to actually represent those fractions that we have over there. So I recommend that you first try a sum of unit fractions, and then you may try, for example, different nominators with actually the same denominator, so you are able to add them. You're going to find these exercises on pages 281 and 282. We're going to continue practicing addition and subtraction with like denominators, but also you're going to be practicing that with mixed numbers. So then we're going to be working on the topic that we learned today, that is basically multiplying mixed number by a whole number. And at last, you're going to be working with some word problems that will allow you to deepen those concepts that we have already practiced. So I recommend that you try all these exercises so we have some practice, some good practice before we get to work on our unit test on Thursday. Alright? So that will do it for today, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed this lesson, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.